Max, you know what? We're not going to drop that intro till we get 25 people at least. You're watching this, so everybody, please share this. We know who we're waiting for. We know who we're waiting for. So let's share this. Let's get 25 people. Let's get this full up in here. We got some stuff to give away today, but we ain't doing nothing until at least we get 25 people up in here, and we get cracking. And then we're gonna wait for the great one himself. He makes his own time. We should. Yeah,
he lives in his own time zone.
Yeah, we should feel blessed that he graces us with his presence. So, hey, we need some comments from Facebook. Share this on Facebook, everybody. We need to go viral. We're up to 22 people. Let's go. We want to talk about the Nets. We got some stuff to give away. We got some Daiquiri Man. I got you. Look. Here's your hat, dude. Here's your hat. I need your address so I can send it to you. But thank you for the $4.99. This dude just gives me I love him. All right, so guys are in here asking. We got 25 people. 4 more people, everybody. 4 more people. Share this. Go viral. We want to get 100 people in here by the time JQ gets it.
I'll ask a few of the questions. So I have not run my own one. It's still about a foot of snow here in Lappeenranta. One guy asked something. How do I win the tires? Yeah. So I don't know. Keenan has planned something. So I'm not.
Yep. Don't worry. I have something planned.
There will be a quiz question.
Do not worry. We will get to that. What's up, Robert? Okay, we got some comments from Facebook here. 22 people. Come on, 3 more. 3 more. Share this. Share this to every RC group you guys have got. This is how we're going to start this off. We don't do many lives, and the Nationals are this weekend, and it's going to be a great race. So share. 24, 1 more. Oh, come on. I know it's early. We got to do it. Okay, we're there. We're going to drop that. We're going to drop that intro.
Nitro is the glory, but e-buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this money-grabbing book racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right.
Yeah. See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about
it. Here we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no! I like this.
Yes, indeed. Nitro's the glory, but e-buggy pays the bills. It's Nats weekend, everybody. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite races of the year. I love the Raw Nationals. I don't like Raw too much, but I love the Raw Nationals. Welcome to episode number 177 of the No Name RC podcast. I'm your host, Keenan White, aka Lefty Great. We got the arrogant one over there and his engineer acolytes. And we don't know where Joseph is. I just recorded a Patreon-only podcast with him, and he was kind of in a pissy mood, so he might show up. He might. Who knows? It's JQ. We don't know. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he'll show up at the end. Maybe he'll show up in 5 minutes. Anyway, guys, thank you. Keep sharing this, everybody. We got 57 people. We want to get up to 100. I know it's early. What's up, Magnus, all the way from Sweden? We got a nice show planned for you guys. We got some giveaways for you guys. Not much giveaways, but we got a few things. And we're going to talk about the Raw Nationals. I have not seen any video from the Raw Nationals yet. Have you, Max?
I actually watched. J Concepts published a few videos. I saw some other guys. Oh, TLR
Okay,
put
like
a video
of
plan.
cars on the track?
Yeah. Track looks cool as hell. So yeah.
Now I'm gonna go try and find this. So
I
we can.
I can send it to you. You can go
Okay.
on there with the.
All right. So
shout-outs and
anyway,
stuff.
guys, before we get started, we got to say some thank yous. Thank you to the NNRC Squad around the world. We can't do it without you guys. Everybody that clicks those download buttons and likes and dislikes if you don't like or whatever. That interact, that join our Discord. We had a heated debate in Discord this week, me against everybody, and Max and his engineer acolytes. But it's fun. That's what it's for. And yeah, thank you guys for all the support. We can't do it without you. Thank you. Shout out to the patrons of the podcast. We're going to drop a Patreon only podcast, just me and JQ. It's only about 20 minutes long, but it's just telling some funny stories, some things that'll get some insider scoops on some stuff. Yeah, thank you to them. If you wish to be a patron, you can. The link is in the written description of this podcast. And thank you to everybody that supports them. Thank you to all the awesome sponsors of the podcast. Being as JQ is not going to be here, let's switch over our branding back to our sponsors. There we go. So we'll change that when JQ comes in. I like to say thank you first and shout out and say thank you to Invisible Speed. We have some news about the new Spanish online course that dropped or is dropping. JQ is going to come on and talk about that. TZO 200 tires. Thank you to Nick. We got some 601s to give away today. High Tech RC. I got my servers here. Obviously, I haven't put them in anything. I haven't done anything RC since I got back. TNR Fuel. Shout out to Chris and his family. Good people. Beach RC. Brent's should be attending the Nationals. He had the Palmetto Classic this past week. Dude, that guy has been traveling a lot. And he's going to be at RCGP next week. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Techno RC. Techno is going to be looking for some good results this week. We're going to talk about that. I think it's possible that they will. Mayako to have anybody at the Nationals. So, not that I know of, but
is he Greg
that's
going?
kind of
Is Greg going?
No, he didn't go because Joseph didn't go. So, but shout out to all my Mayako people, going to the JQSM, and a nice announcement with Cody and Hampus this week and RCGP.
Yeah.
All about the youth. I like that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you know what? Joseph will actually be the mechanic, I heard. So
yeah, he's going to be Cody's mechanic.
Be the guy he should have been for a long time already.
Yeah. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah. He's Joseph is one of the best mechanics actually too. He's like calm. He does everything exactly how it should be done. So
yeah, and he tells you when you mess up.
Yeah. But I mean he should be perfect for Cody too. Because Cody can get a little rowdy at times. So we'll tell him how
we got a lot of comments. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Let me get through the thank you so we could get cracking. All right. And thank you to all these G-Spec RC Tuning, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Racecraft USA. Shout out to them guys. Clinic RC, RCGP, House of RC, JTP RC, David Ronnefeld, Hagberg. Check out their stuff. Thank you to everybody. Check out my boy, Uncle Eddie's Seasoning. Got you some good stuff there. And right off the bat, my boy.
Didn't I invent that too?
Yeah, I think we invented
that. Yeah.
All right, so we are here, guys. This is the unofficial practice day of the Nationals. They're being held in Phoenix. It's weird. It's March. We're talking about the Nationals. I know it's really weird, but I'm actually excited. We didn't have to wait a really long time to see all these guys race again. Just over a month, like since they raced at DNC, and we get to see all the top guys race again. And there's lots of guys out there that are going to be wanting to have some really good results, and we'll see. Why no JQ at RCGP? Okay, so I know a lot of people wondered about that, so let's just hit that right off the bat. JQSM is like the satellite team, which I'm a part of, kind of, somehow, some way. I don't know. And that's basically the whole plan of that JQSM team is like to keep it kind of old school, but also be some sort of youth development, which I really am more interested in than anything. Hopefully it turns into that. So I hope this is the start of something good, because we have one of the campuses. He won RC2. He won the European RC2 championship.
Yeah, by the way, like people who don't know Hampus, because he hasn't raced outside of Europe much. This is a guy who has straight up beat David in Sweden. Like faster lap times, just beat in the main. Like he isn't a kid who's like, oh, this is a young kid, an up and comer. He's like a guy who can, on his good day, like actually be fast as hell. So like that's interesting to see when he gets like, I think it's first run in America ever, and like he's pretty new to Mayako. Yeah, but he's definitely a kid to look for. Cody's sort of more on the up and up. He's like still has some to prove, but like this is a great chance for him too.
Yeah, sweet. All right, dude, we got a fan of your mustache. The idiot with the stupid tash is back. I love it, guys. Yeah, we add that to your list of nemesis. Your biggest nemesis being Barry Baker, but we'll address that when JQ comes on her. But I just wanted to shout out a few things real quick before we go on any further. We have a little bit of somber news, or I guess that's the word for it. So a lot of people probably don't know who this gentleman is, but he was the man behind Maxima. And honestly, this is the gentleman that made it possible for many of these top drivers to get to races. When I say like, I'm talking about Mayfield and Rivkin and all these guys that ran MX for many years, this guy was part of that. Like, this is the owner of Maxima. What's his name is Mr. Chira Ratanarat. Yeah, Chira Ratanarat. Yeah. He passed away this past weekend, so our condolences go out to him and the Asian, I think he's from Thailand as well. Yeah. So he
was actually a big sort of a builder of Thai RC community. I believe he had a lot to do with the Pattaya Worlds happening and like the Bitti Challenge in Pattaya. And he was, I saw, as far as I'm concerned, he was a huge deal in making all that happen and putting Thailand on the map in terms of RC.
Yeah, so unfortunately, he's passed away, and our condolences go out to him and his family. Probably kind of why things were getting shaky at Maxima there to the end of the year and what happened there at Maxima. So it's unfortunate, and we honor his we honor his memory, and it's sad. Also, another gentleman passed away in Florida. I forgot to get the news, but Florida's been hit hard with older members passing away in the RC family. So condolences to Mr. Ratanarat and his family and the Maxima people. All right. Also, it is the Viking's birthday today. Happy birthday to the Viking, my man crush, my bromance. I talked to him today. He was working on his house, and I said, "Are you ready for RCG?" He goes, "Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready." So happy birthday to him. I think he goes 26, 4 more years to be 30. Yeah, he'll be hitting that big 3-0. Wow. And I hope he enjoys his day. So he's kind of just chilling out with his family, and that's good. What's up, Salty Joe? What's up, Dakra Man? What's up, BJ? Sean Alcorn. Sean, dude, you gotta get some window mask on your bodies, dude. Raw's gonna fail you. You gotta have some clear windows. But I think those are his practice bodies. Anthony Wheeler, what's up? Chris Vegas from Germany. Oh, what's up, Born a Crime? We need to get up. We're gonna have an intervention.
Oh, it's the Pink Pinion Bandit.
I met him finally at
if he's still here.
I like him.
He needs to race Nitro. Stop
I think so.
Nose trimmer shit and get some real cars.
Thanks.
Real toy cars.
Oh yeah, so Max is back. Max, I think we kind of have to address this you and Barry Baker rivalry feud that we got going on. Because he really is upset with you. I wish him and all those guys, because I ran aluminum opinions. But yeah, like Barry Baker does not like you. I don't know why.
You know, that's weird because I'm like I met him like when we went to Rcgp 2019, and like he gave me some tips, and we actually chatted quite a bit, and I like respect him quite highly. So I have nothing sort of against him. I think he's one of the most skilled guys, and one of the guys who I respect of like actually understanding how these cars work and like having knowledge of RC.
Well, I think it's because you've been so hard on Fend.
Yeah, like I go hard on Fend. And I sort of say the way they set the car up, it's set up for failure.
Oh my gosh!
So that's probably what's hitting him quite hard. But I think I'm right though. I don't think I have sort of anything wrong in that assessment. But I don't think Barry's not at all a bad guy. And I actually want to clear out, because this is something he said. Like, I never meant sort of TLR as like a team. Like, I don't think they're missing sort of anyone. I think the point I tried to make last time on the DNC recap, I said like TLR is on the down. I think that's just like the appearance of it, because last year, like, there's sort of this fuss about TLR, like, oh, they're growing, like Horizon is putting in more money, Cavs in, but this year that fuss was kind of gone, and Cav qualified in the C and all that. That's why I said it. But I mean, the reason why I go hard on TLR is because they have the resources, they have the guys, they have like the fastest driver in America, they have the most sort of prestigious driver in America, and then they have one of the sort of most knowledgeable people inside RC. And Barry is like, I think Tony said last time that he's not that big into 8 scale, but this guy's like big into anything. Like, he'd be great in 10 scale, 8 scale, on road, anything. He's done it all. So I think TLR have all the tools to dominate like Mayfield does, but they just don't. So that's why I'm going hard on them, because they should.
I don't know if Barry's gonna like that. So I don't know.
No, but
I don't
I mean,
know. But I do wish.
I'm sorry,
I wish,
Barry. I have huge respect for you, but these are the realities we live in.
But I mean, he works hard. He has a lot of faith in Fend, and I'm not picking Fend, but that's due to legal agreements. But
are there actually any legal agreements?
No, but I'm sure there will be at some point. Like, stop picking him because you are jinxing him. But I've been Facebook banned from picking Fend, so I can. When he wins, it's still part of me because I didn't pick him. All right, all right. That's what you call tough love. All right, we got a guy from Donald. He's from Alaska. What's up, dude? How are you? Okay. All right, moving on. So we do have a little bit of news I want to go through real quick. Neo Buggy gone, gone, poof, gone. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we know it's stopped, but now it's gone. So he stopped paying for the website, which is a shame. Actually, Mr. Ronafel mentioned it to me, and he said the same thing you said. Wow, Neo Buggy's gone, and now all the history's gone. So, like, when I was searching today, for this, about Nat's questions, you can't find anything like with Neo Buggy. Yeah, it sucks.
Like, the thing is, the Smug Mug is still online. So if you type Neo Buggy online, it takes you to the Smug Mug. So if you're like a RC history geek, you can look through the pictures and see lots of cool stuff. But all the stories, all the race reports, all the sort of little scoops he did, the sort of the journalism that he actually brought into RC, I feel, at least the online journalism, because the magazines were a thing before that is all gone. So I, like, last week I sort of remembered it, because like last fall I was looking at reading old stuff, and like all like the old world's reviews he did with Mike Craddock and all that, like, that's all gone. And those were things like when I was like a kid, I was reading those like, oh shit, like this is from like 88 Worlds or something like that. And then like Mike Craddock was talking about
it. His like, Mike Craddock's blogs were really good on there. That's all gone.
Yeah.
All gone.
Yeah, that is sad. I wish sort of
we should sign a petition for Phil. We should sign something and get it going. Bring Neo Buggy back. Or how much it's gonna cost. We need.
But I don't really know how online HTML works, but I think it's just gone now if he's deleted.
Really, like not existent, none more.
I don't know.
No cloud?
Maybe you could bring it back somehow, but I think it'd be a lot of work. But I'm not sure. I'm not into websites design.
Well, let's keep it on the media. 5150 released their media movie, which I actually thought was pretty good. I thought it was really good, and that's gonna bring up memories of Neo and all that type of stuff as well. Probably one of the better videos he's made in a long time. This guy really makes great videos. Like, if you look back, he's done some good work. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, the 5150 movies kind of got to be all about Ty at one point. And that's kind of, I liked them, but it kind of got like, okay, we want to, I would rather he,
the heavy
of course,
pro line,
it was a pro line thing.
Yeah, but it was I think if you watch the very old ones, like the first ones we had, like the Reader Race from like 2014, 15, like those were like the OG. Like he's just started out and had all that sort of freedom. That I think those were the best ones.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam C, for the £18 donation, super chat. We greatly appreciate that, and I hope you are enjoying the Invisible Speed. So Invisible Team, so happy to contribute. I thought he said Invisible Speed. Yeah, Phil earns a hotel now. We all know that. I love to get Phil on this podcast, to be honest, but I don't think he wants to. Yeah.
I think
I'm not disputing that, Charlie Mack. Come Drive Off is Netflix worthy. I enjoy his that guy's productions are great. It's like 5150, his stuff's good.
I think
I said, look, somebody decided to join us. We'll put him in a minute after we finish this.
Yeah.
No, we'll bring him in for my next subject. That'd be good. Great. Anyway, but at the end of did you see it? At the end, he kind of. So did he it was like Aaron? It was a snuff to Aaron Waldron. He ran at Aaron Waldron pretty hard, and I guess nobody likes Aaron Waldron. I miss.
Here's
Aaron
the
Waldron.
thing. Here's the thing, though. No matter what you think of Dead RC, his Facebook stuff, those jokes that were a bit off, that guy was actually good.
Yes.
Like he's after race interviews. He's Where's Waldo. He's everything he did for Live RC is, I think, much better than what they're doing now. Tyler Hooks is great. He has good enthusiasm, but he isn't that type of guy. I think he's good on Live RC, but he isn't like what I think Waldron put on there. So no matter what you think of or have your preconception of him, he was actually good for RC.
Yeah, did you see it though? Like Aaron was joking, "Oh, I'm finally gonna make it on a Come Drive with us," and then he paused to himself and he goes, and he turned this is must have been way back on the 2018 Worlds or something or earlier. So then Corey Drakenberg put the camera on himself and he goes, "You know what, Aaron? I always kind of thought you was a dick," and then it went off. I was like, "Ooh, that was pretty sad." Oh, wow. But that's
But I mean, Corey, the one reason I don't really haven't liked the newer ones because obviously the Pro Line thing, and then I think it's kind of it's not the storylines are the part that I don't really like about them. Like the filming, the interviews, the production, I think all of that is great, but there's sort of the storylines a bit missing at times. And
I think
Corey has a lot of beef with people inside the industry. I believe he has some beef with Mayfield because he puts him in bad light quite often
because of the hot rod shootout video.
Probably, but
and he goes, "Hey, don't forget about that to get that check from Proline," because he ran Pro Line hot shots at that race.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the videos are great, but I think he has too much beef with people to make him objective. So I haven't really watched them in a while. I watched the start of it, and then I'm okay, it's the same.
But this one was really good. I enjoyed it, and it brought back memories.
This one was nice. I think sort of the nostalgia about it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I hope he gets back to making some videos, and maybe he can have a little bit more freedom because he's really good at his job, and he I guess you kind of have to have a no bullshit, no nonsense attitude when you want to do this type of stuff. So. Yeah, you just kind of gotta go up and do it. Well, anyway, guys, so he hasn't put his headphones on, but he's drinking a beer. And I want to bring him on this topic because he's probably going to say, look at him. See?
Starting he's here. He's not even on the stream and he's starting already.
Yeah, look. I'm going to add him. Where's your headset? We got to change this.
Hello?
Joseph could be a professional alcoholic.
We had this discussion in the Patreon podcast.
I wasn't prepared.
When are you ever?
You could be a professional alcoholic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I am very professional. Oops.
Hold on. Where did you put my banner? Did you hide my banners? Because I can't change this now.
Good. I can put something else on.
No. Don't you touch my banner.
Let's continue. Is this live?
All right. Welcome to the show, JQ. Thank you, Sam C, for the other super chat. invisible speed. He said, extra tip as I missed the speed. Thank you. He's one of the invisible speed guys. Joseph, we're going to talk a little bit about the invisible speed thing in a second. So I got in a big tiff, you know, Max and his engineer acolytes, and then like everybody on Facebook, and then I think it was Monday that they Raw released the video. Yes, was it Monday that they released Monday. The tank video? Yeah. So I was like, damn, General Grievous out there, like with full robotic hands and lightsabers, just, you know, battling away against Max and his group of his Discord gang. That that's all these engineer guys.
This isn't no gang. It's people who have brains, and then you.
So we was arguing about the tank thing. So a lot of people I think a lot of people got my post, like what I'm trying to get at her. Look, I mean, I don't want this to be negative, and I want this to be easy, fast. I have nothing.
I had hoped you'd already done this by the time I came on.
Anyway,
that's why I arrived late, so you would have already covered this.
But the tank thing?
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't have nothing to say about the tank thing?
No.
All right. Anyway, my point about the tank thing wasn't about the tank. Okay. I never ever thought that it was actually, I never was one of the people that didn't believe, but I said, if there is something to be tested, test it. And they said they would, and they didn't. And they waited to the last 48 hours before the race started to release what they could have released 6 months ago. That is my point. Raw up to the same tricks, swept it under the carpet until the next race came up, which is this is Raw Nationals, and then we made a video. That's it. See you later. Give us your money. Thank you. Fuck off. That's how I felt. That's how I felt about it. So,
but, you know, I think
I get what everybody's saying. Even on this podcast, I argued with JQ, and I said, I don't think this happened. And JQ said, well, we've had other people said that this has happened. Even Miguel Patias, episode number 77 of this podcast, said this happened over 2.5 years ago. He said this happened. I don't know if it happened, but I think Raw should still, I don't even care no more. That's just, I just think we let them get, all right, so this is my thing. We should have, everybody was up in arms about this. We had something to go against, like we had something where Raw wasn't going to do something about it. And they did exactly what I said they would do. They would wait and let it all go under the carpet and nobody worry about it. I know people that personally were messaging them and getting different answers from Raw. Oh, there's no HP tanks in stock. Oh, there isn't this. Oh, there isn't that. Oh, we did test this and this. We haven't released the results. And then all of a sudden we have this video 48 hours before the race. Like, Raw just won. Like, hey, we made our money. Thank you. See you guys next year. All that huff and puff, and it went nowhere. So I blame myself for not keeping it up. You know what I mean? And not keeping it fresh in people's minds.
Kept it up. Every fucking podcast I said Raw.
And that, obviously not enough.
Obviously
not enough. Obviously not enough.
Okay. I'll say what I have to say, and then we can stop this tank gate thing. Okay, so here are the facts. 2 psi from the pump. No matter how fucking hot the tank is, 2 psi is not gonna inflate the tank. So Roar did not inflate the tank. Roar is not at fault here. What Roar did wrong was after the race, they said, we will do tests and we will publish the results when people asked. They said that. And they never did the tests and they never published results. So that's the issue here. They said this. Okay, so Ogden and Tessman and Mayfield, all of these guys came off the track and the tanks were hot. And when stuff gets hot, it gets bigger. So the tanks were probably right at the line. Once they got off the track, they were over. And because they were the first cars to be measured, the tanks were too big and they were over. So how would you solve this? Okay, what you do is you give a grace period. When the race finishes, every car has, let's say, 5 minutes before any tank gets checked. So then you make sure that the tanks have at least that amount to cool down. And after that, it's fair for everyone. But Roar did not inflate the tanks because 2 psi is a fucking nothing. And the tanks aren't hot enough to be molded like that from 2 psi. So looking at it that way, Roar did nothing wrong in that sense, but the procedure of how these tanks are measured is faulty because things get larger when they get hot. Now, what was interesting that people said that Mayfield was like over 130 and then he came like below 125.
Now, a lot of people have this theory that Rona went in there and paid Raw off. No, I think that's far-fetched.
Yeah, that's just fucking...
You know what I mean? That's like
I'll get my
conspiracy theory, Alex Jones type of stuff right there. I mean, but...
To be honest, this tank gate has brought your inner Alex Jones alive.
But you don't understand. It's about it's about so this is what Tony says. When Asher won the Nets in Vegas, he was over after 2 hours. It still is his tank is still over today. They still gave it to him because it wouldn't have made a difference. It doesn't matter. There's no consistency.
Yeah, but hey, okay. Degani always tells this story. He pitted at fucking 5 minutes too. So he had his tank was 2 CCs over, and he pitted at 5 minutes. So like.
Yeah. I don't think that the extra.
Yeah, well, maybe he would have run out at 450. To say that the extra half a CC doesn't matter is dumb. You know why? Because you don't know what would have happened.
But hey, come on, it's America. It's a free country.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jakey, what's your thoughts on what? Here. What did you think of? What was your thoughts on my?
This is like free like America. This Mayako sent to diff. Oops.
You should have twisted a little harder.
I think that's more accurate.
Are you building Cody Watson's car, JQ?
That's kind of this was a perfect analogy of the American freedom also, you know? What just happened? Oops.
Looks free.
See what I mean? We can't have you on. I'm banning you already. Get off the show. Anyway, back to RC.
Fuck Tankgate. Tankgate is over.
Exactly. No one gives a shit about it, okay?
Nobody gives a shit.
You know what? I hope? I hope someone gets DQ'd because of a tank this year also. That'd be awesome.
I hope it's Ogden again, so like people get super mad because he's the people.
Oh my god.
It might be.
If it is Ogden again though, it's gonna be all hell to pay.
I don't hope it
wouldn't be
happen to Ogden, but I hope it to happen to him because then the reaction will be the biggest. If it happens to Mayfield, no one really cares.
Actually, I think Cole's reaction was just epic, man. When you just saw him in that little scooter and his mullet waving in the air and he's got a bird, it's like, I'm like, this dude's gonna slam the front brakes and go on in this gravel. But anyway, Raw Nationals. All right. No more tank gate.
Wait, before we do that, have you addressed the Barry Baker Max Mert?
Yes, we have.
Situation?
Yeah, we have addressed the Barry Baker situation.
Well, what was the whole deal like? What have you said, Max?
Well, I said
disparaging comments
Barry.
about Dakota Fenn.
And I think I have never like dissed Barry personally. I just dissed Fenn and the people who set up his car.
Yeah, but I said the thing, so why is he mad at you? Like, how have you done it?
He's just like,
well, because I've said that like the way people set Fenn's car is like set to failure because they make it really fast and then Fenn drives it fast and he crashes because the car is too edgy. And obviously Barry is the guy who's setting it up. But I mean, I know Barry knows better, but I think Fenn just wants it that way and he does what Fenn wants. And I think that's a wrong direction. But yeah,
that's why he's
Barry's great, I guess. But I mean, I think it's just all for show.
No way, David. I don't race anymore. But
I think Barry is just mad because he knows I'm right.
Okay. All right. Enough about Barry.
Someone timestamp this and send it to Barry.
Just timestamp the one before. We can make a gift out of me doing my move one.
What are you doing, Lefty? That's your move on. That's your
Hey, by the way, before we go into this Raw Nats, let's now agree that you and your mouth will never say the words tank gate or talk about it or never write of anything about tank gate ever again. No matter what happens. If it happens again, you just talk about this time, not the last time. You can't even reference the last time it happened. Okay?
No,
do we have a deal?
No.
You went on about it for a year. Now it's done.
No, I didn't. It wasn't a year. That's what everybody fails to realize. It's not been a year since the last Nationals. It's only been 7 months.
Okay. But it resets. The year resets as per the Raw Nationals now, in this conversation at least.
Anyway,
Tank
we had our
gate is over,
chance,
Keenan.
and we had our chance to hold their feet to the fire, and we let it go. Raw is never going to change because nobody wants us. Nah. Anyway, enough about that. JQ, anything to say before we go on to talk about the Nationals?
No.
Thank you. So we have the 2022 Raw Nationals being held at Adobe RC Speedway in, I believe it's just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. Tim Lime's track. This is their first really big race.
Actually, I have been. I actually have been
you?
once, I think.
Once?
I don't know. It was someone.
I'll be sure that's going to happen.
I mean, we were both really drunk, and it was kind of an accident.
All right. So back to the 2022 Raw Nationals that are being held in March, not in June, like usually. I think Tim Lime has done an incredible job because he didn't even have a driver's stand, I think, when he got the okay to have, or like he didn't have his driver's stand finished when they got the okay to have the Raw Nationals. And he's done a good job. And we saw the Raw Nats warm-up race, Max, and we did say, hey, we think that it was like 25, 26 seconds. The track needs a little bit bigger. So he did make it bigger, and he says the laps are now going to be about 32 to 35 seconds. So kudos to him. He got factory tracks to come in there and build a nice track. Let's put it up here, actually, while I'm here.
I sent you the video. On
yeah, I have it. The video. Let's put up a picture of the track first.
The track's nice, but I got to be honest. I don't know if it's just my European privilege, but it looks kind of small still.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly ginormous, but
yeah, it's a bit small in my opinion for a Raw Nats track. But maybe I'm just like too
Can't
European.
really see from the picture.
But
yeah, I think
show the video then, Joseph.
Where is the video?
See.
Where did you send it to? My Facebook?
On the Facebook. Yeah, Facebook Messenger.
Okay. All right, let's look at a video. This is a J Concepts video.
But Anthony's actually pretty good at building tracks. Like he's become like almost all of these tracks looks pretty nice these days. And he doesn't have any weird sections or anything.
JQ, have you looked at the track yet?
No, I haven't looked at anything.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
Do we get the video up soon?
All right, can you guys hear that? Let's add that.
Okay, pretty full screen.
All right, so this is J Concepts video, everybody. This does not belong to us. So this is the first videos. Let me turn this volume on a little bit.
Cease and desist.
And by the way, I think this was sort of a media thing. So someone said that there was like a local news crew there, and they were filming something, and that's why there's like Mayfield, Testman, Bornhorst running here. By the way, Bornhorst like catches the Mayfield here, and then Mayfield jumps on top of him. The track looks really cool, and the split section. Actually, next lap you can see how the split section works when Mayfield and Bornhorst go side to side. It's still very smooth. I don't know if it's gonna blow out. The dirt looks really soft. I don't know.
I don't know if it looks too small. I think it looks okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's okay. It's like regular American track, but it's like some of the sections look a bit small.
I like the inside. I like the split lane. Like you go on the inside.
It seemed like it was about the same speed, right?
Yeah, it did. I like that section. I'm pointing to, but I like that like you go down into a valley and it's bumped. That part right there where that car. I like that.
Yeah,
that's different. I'll tell you what. This track actually reminds me somewhat, I don't know why, of the 2017 State Line Raw Nationals track. Maybe the size of it. It's very similar size. Maybe that obstacle back there. Look at Fenn. That's not bad. I like this track. I like it.
I mean, I like the track. The split lane actually, to me, it seems that it works pretty well because you can go to both lanes. This
looks like all the landings are going to stay flat. I mean, smooth. No one's landing on them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get rough. I'm pretty sure it's going to get rough. I think it got rough at warm-ups and there's more entries. But I think one of the issues is going to be for this, which was an issue for the warm-ups, is tiny rocks. So that's what caused.
Yeah.
I know Tim Line's been sifting and doing all that type of stuff and trying to get rid of it. But hold on, what's this? But it's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? So hold on, guys. Something's going crazy here. There we go. Something was just playing in the background. So to say all of that, I hope that doesn't become an issue because it's really hard to get all of that stuff out of out, and it takes time. You know, it takes cars running the track, sifting, packing, all that type of stuff. So I hope that doesn't cause a problem. I remember Tony was telling me that it got so much rocks that it locked up his steering. He thought he had blown the servo, but it was just really crammed up with rocks. So I know he's been sifting. I hope he gets rid of that. And tiny rocks in Joseph's head. Lefty needs a brain clinic. That's this guy. Is this going to be...
I need to fucking turn these comments off. I'm like cracking up on each one of these.
That's why I'm like, Max is laughing. Why is Max smiling at me?
Yeah.
It's like just smiling at me. All right. So what did you like the track, Joseph? I like it. I think it's gonna get
I like it too.
The only bad thing about the track is that Westergaard built it.
But are you trying to what?
Oh, what is it? This is like mixed signals, like psychological wars.
This is him not paying his bets because Westergaard beat him.
Does he? Do you
Westergaard didn't have the balls to actually shake on it before the race. He wasn't very confident.
See, I knew Joseph would make an excuse like this. And if he had been him, you bet your boots would have been over in that TLR.
To be honest, if there's
where's
no
my
shake,
$20 to $50?
To be honest, if there's no shake, there's no bet. So.
All right. So, all right, moving on. All right, so we're all agreed the track's gonna be good. I think it's gonna get blown out, which is gonna make it better. And then those jumps will be a little bit harder to do, and then the landings will be used. So congratulations to Tim Lime on his hard work and everybody that did it. I've been talking to him. He was gracious enough, he's been keeping me informed about it. And I actually wish I was there, man. I wish I was there. But RC Kevin is there, and I'm gonna this JQ and these damn banners.
And by the way, let's shout out like the people who work there, because it's not just like Tim Lime. There's like a good community of guys right there. Mm-hmm. So I think like these guys have put in a lot of work, and I mean Tim Lime is obviously the guy who like brought that community up, but like they've done like I've followed them on Facebook, and they've done a lot of work to get things how they are now, and it looking quite good. So
yeah, concrete curb makes for better racing. I agree. That's
100%. I think like this is something I've missed a lot, because in Finland a lot of like almost all the 10 scale tracks have like those mellow curbs, concrete curbs. Some 8 scale tracks still do, but that's actually a lot better for racing, because you can sort of lean on them. You just sort of unbalance the car instead of having pipes where it shoots the car out. I think that is actually much better for racing, and it allows people to sort of take a bit more risk, sometimes get away with it, sometimes not. And it's not sort of that you're driving the car in middle of walls. It's more like you can lean on it, you can take some different lines. And I think that is something more people should look into, like as track designers.
You know what? I think we should do the first of our giveaways right now. Being as we're talking about Tim Lime, I think we should do our first giveaway, because our first giveaway, and it's probably going to take... Are we
giving away Max?
No. We're going to give you away. We wouldn't be able to give you away. That's for sure. Tim Lime told me last night, it's like, look, I'll give you a signed pit board to do a giveaway on the podcast. And he gave me the question that you have to answer. So he wants... because this is about size of the track. So he wants to know, what is the length of the track in feet? And he says no Arizona people are allowed to partake in this. So you guys, whoever, and I'll round it off. Whoever gets to the closest, I'll let you know.
But should we just do colder, hotter, and then when someone gets it?
No, we'll just
signed
go.
By who?
I guess he's going to get it signed by drivers and stuff there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty
above
cool.
average Joe.
Huh? Above average
Probably.
Joe. That's right.
Hey, by the way, now that we're waiting for the questions, can we talk about the HB rear end on that above average Joe's car?
Well, let's talk about teams because that's what we're going to go into anyway. So let's talk about. Let's go into.
But can we start with S-Works? Because now we're talking about Tim Lime,
okay,
board, everything. So please show the rear end because I think this is interesting. If Esper is going to go this direction, I'm going to be excited.
Real quick, just so people know, the racing line of the track. The racing line of the track, not the actual
Which one?
Track dimensions.
What about, there's an option lane. You can go inside or outside.
No, it's
not a joker lane. It's an optional race line.
All right, so he said outside lane. I forgot that he said that.
See? That's very important.
He did say that. Nope, all you guys, Charles Lee, you're too high, and everybody else is down low. 420, that will be a small track. All right.
That track.
840 feet. Okay. So
nope, wrong.
Wrong?
You can't be in the competition anyway, JQ.
Why? I want to sign the pit board. But anyway, no. Let's open this up. So I think that the S-Works, I thought the S-Works was good, but the Americans figured it was a don't works. And they put an above average rear end on. So
that was
what
bad,
they did
dude.
was
that was awful.
what they did was they pulled some HB arms and HB hubs and maybe HB drive shafts, I don't know, and bolted them to the car. Maybe some different arm holders too.
Yeah, there was narrow ones.
Even narrower.
Can you bring the picture? I have a picture I sent you.
And
but I just wanted to say we have a winner.
I guess they are developing the car.
We have a winner.
We have a winner. That's close enough.
It's 802 feet.
So area.
Wow, I said 840.
Yeah, way off.
Real close.
I love how much range we got. We got from 550 to 2,000 feet.
Arian, shoot me a message. Sorry, guys, 1 second, please. Arian, please shoot me a message after the podcast. Shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram or something so I can get your details, please.
If Lefty drove the track, it would be 840 feet.
Of course. So. All right, so here's your.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Zoom in
please?
a bit.
Okay.
Enhance.
Yes. Take it easy.
Just
what do they always do on CSI? Forensic team.
Enhance.
Forensic team, please enhance.
A little bit more if you can, please.
Yeah, and down a bit.
Pull it. Yeah. Too much. Just center the arms, dude. Okay,
there
now
we go.
we're good. So that's a rear end. So obviously the arm holders are new. I don't know why they have an extra piece on there. I don't know what that's about. But HB arms, HB hubs. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see this. I don't know if they actually understand what they're doing, but
no,
if they do, I'd be happy.
HB is good. Let's put HB parts on the car. That's how it
works.
I
think that's the logic. But either way, I'm saying this. I'm pretty sure this was either the first race or the very first races where Joe has ran this. And this is probably one of the only reasons why he was so good at this race, why he TQ'd finished second. I think if he actually, I'm pretty sure he ran this all weekend. And if he, and probably ran this, and I'm calling it that this is the reason why he was so good. I don't know if they understand why, but I'm pretty sure this is the reason why he was so good.
You know, Max, that's not really how to give somebody a compliment, but I mean, okay, you're Finnish and your JQ is protege, so that's like a compliment and an insult.
Yeah. So to Derek Tarrant, the guy with all the tattoos, That's not a Mayako in that picture. That's a fucking S-Works, okay? So get your story straight. Because
he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about Runnerfolk's car.
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
So
but he must have mixed up the paint jobs too. So that's Joe Bornhorst running an S-Works, and they had HB rear end parts on their car, okay?
Yeah.
Not Mayako. So there we go. There's that settled.
Okay.
Yeah. But okay, hey, one thing more. Barry Baker, take notes.
Yeah, how long until TLR have improved their
They already narrowed the rear pivot. They already narrowed the rear pivot, and I don't know if they changed something at the hub. They haven't released the car, but perhaps now that they haven't released it yet, they can try to do that too.
All right, let's move on and let's talk about teams, drivers, nationals. All right, so we made up a list of teams that we think that need to have a big race at this race. And first off, I think Techno needs a big race at this race. Coming off,
they had
DNC.
A new rear end too.
Yeah,
it was lower but still narrow.
Are they going the other way where they are making it wider so that it's narrow?
No. They kept it narrow, but they made the chassis narrower so they could put the arm downwards.
All right, but let's talk about Techno real quick. So Jared Tebow had good qualifying in Truggy and Buggy, decent. He showed some good pace in Truggy. I thought he had something for Mayfield till it's flame out, and he still finished third. Buggy, I thought we was gonna see him come around as well, but he kind of faded out. I talked to Jared just a few days ago. What are you laughing at, Max? You're just looking on there laughing.
Someone said, Barry's gonna be walking Max around on a dog lead in some TLR basement. I don't know if Barry's into that stuff, and I don't know if I'd be into that with Barry. So probably not gonna happen. But.
All right, let's get back to
focus.
That's focus, Max.
So Techno.
Focus. So I think Seth Van Dalen was he was in the B main. I think Tyler Jones didn't make the main. So, that whole team's going to want to have about a week. I talked to Tebow before he left. I think yesterday I was talking to him, and he was telling me that, he feels good. I think Tebow is one of the guys we have to watch as an older guy, get him, and he's trying to keep up his speed because I think Tebow is now trying to look at other things to keep his hand-eye coordination up and going, and I think he's starting to look into other type of ways to enhance his skills as he gets older. I also feel that Tebow is one of the guys here, so Cavallari's, Mayfield's got 2 kids, Cavallari's about to have 2 kids. So all out of the top 3 guys, he's had kids the longest. So he's got that experience. So I think, I think Tebow's he's looking at different avenues and different ways so he can get better. And I think you're going to start seeing more drivers looking at this. I think we're starting to see the time of drivers starting to look at actually doing hand-eye coordination exercises and all this type of stuff to get better. I mean, they've probably been doing it all this time, but I think we're going to start seeing it. And I think he's going that way. And he says he feels real confident about going into this. And I think this track's going to get how he likes it. And I'm not making my picks yet, but Tebow is probably...
By the way, now that you brought that up, I think it's a good thing. That's just a little segue. But the only driver I know, apart from actually now you said Tebow, who does these hand-eye coordination things and trains apart from RC, trains other ways to hand-eye coordination, is Michael Orlowski. And this kid is if he ever tried his car or watch how he drives, he's just fucking insane, like a robot. Ongaro is cool to look when he drives, but he's still a bit sloppy, but he just gets it going. But Orlowski is like a fucking robot. This guy is insane. So
right.
I don't know if that
the
has
Polish
anything
guy
to do
too,
with it.
I bet.
Yeah. He's done that through Pavel, and they spoke about it because Pavel says that Orlowski does that. That's who I heard it from. But it's that's I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know specifically, but there's hand-eye coordination things that real athletes do. I don't know anything about it. Yeah,
so Tebow, I'm sorry. So compared to last year, Techno had almost every main, 3 to 4 cars or more in each main. when they're having one car at DNC in the final is gonna, they're going looking for a better result, and they want to get their. I think they don't have a Nitro National Championship yet, but they have the caliber of guys to do it. They just need to step up. Like Tyler Jones, second year, he needs to have some good results this year. Seth and Dalen now, like full time on the team, it looks like he has to have some good results. So it's gonna be interesting to see, and we'll see what happens. What after that? And actually, RC Jarvis makes a comment. He goes, "RC is great for hand-eye coordination. I got into RC racing after traumatic brain injury, and it helped me improve a lot." Interesting. Cool. RC Jarvis dropped a new video today. It was pretty good too. I liked it, from the 2021 Raw Nats. So, all right, moving on. AE Max, your old team. Team.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of disappointed the way the car went. So that's a bit sad for me. But I think, like, Spencer is a good enough driver where he should be in contention. But again, this track's probably gonna get a bit blown out. So Spencer he's usually not that good here, like on tracks like this.
Okay.
18 Horn, probably same thing. 10 skill driver, probably not used to sort of driving on tracks like that. So, like, I'd be like wanting to see what Spencer showed at like SIC, but I doubt we will see that. So I actually, of the sort of brands we said that had a lackluster DNC, I think AE, in my books, is going into this race as like having the toughest challenge to do that, because Techno, like, T-Boy is always good. Jones will probably be okay, and Van Dalen, like, he can surprise here and there. But right. AE, like, I think
they need a good weekend.
Yeah.
TLR, they need a good weekend too. Cavallari needs another. He needs a good weekend, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say though, I think this is sort of a fend track, unless it starts to blow out. So
what about you, Joseph? Your thoughts? AE, TLR, you're quiet.
He's dead.
Freezing up.
Hey, is my internet?
It's my internet, and then you just cut.
Yeah. Your internet's really slow. You're probably downloading something.
But I'm sort of disappointed at Cav though. Like, his DNC was just awful. Like, I don't like what's going on.
Can you hear us, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Thoughts on AETLR?
Before Cavallari, you were talking about AE. So someone commented that AE is an underdog for sure. I don't think AE is an underdog. That's not the right way to use that term. AE just haven't developed a good car. So that doesn't make them an underdog. If anything, AE is one of the strongest. Like, they should be a leader. They have the budget, they have the resources, they have drivers, they have everything. But instead of paying a designer who stays for a long time and knows what he's doing, they always, pay some kid peanuts who's a new engineer. And then once he progresses enough and wants to get paid proper salaries, they kick him out and hire the next kid off the school bench, So that's the truth. And that's why they do not have a consistent sort of path of development where they have a good car and they improve it. They're just all over the place. Oh, the pillar ball one. Oh, Rivkin wants a pillar ball. Let's make it. A few years, if enough C-Hub cars win, I'm sure they'll make a C-Hub. There's no sort of real strategy of, okay, so we have all this knowledge. Let's build on this. It's just a moving target with a blindfold and a guy with an arrow shooting at it.
Yeah,
that's
I think
associated to R&D.
They do have Kurt, the Shell guy, if people know it better from that, he's one of the designers of like B4. And I mean, when I was running AE, that's who I was most in contact with. He actually knows what he's doing, but he isn't designing full time. That's the issue.
Yeah, he's not like that in charge of.
Yeah,
he's not the guy that, okay, this is my project, I'm designing.
Yeah, this so he's the guy who goes out and tests stuff, and then like reports to TJ, and then those guys like figure it out at the end. And like they tested this KPI thing early on last year, and they said it was really good, like less KPI. But I mean, I thought they would just lengthen the upper arm, but instead of doing that, they widened the pivot of the upper arm, and that's the complete opposite way where they should go. The reason why AE was a lot of times at a lot of tracks better than the Mugen was because of the narrower front upper pivot and the more nimble front end, which made the car a bit more aggressive, had more turning. Like this is why Rivkin was so good at Thornhill, a smooth track where you need steering and corner speed. This is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Ongaro was so good at what he did, because the Associated has more steering than Mugen, so he could make that step when he moved to Associated. And now that with the B2, they 3.2, they moved to the narrower rear pivot, so you have the balance of the rear and you still have the corner speed. I think that car was the closest AE has ever gone to actually having one of the best cars out there. I think this direction is just taking them out of that race. Like, that's my thing.
I think that the car that Associated have now will be a car that can be really good on certain tracks only. Mm-hmm. So if it's sort of medium grip and smooth, okay, and the layout is suitable, then it can be really good. But it's not one that you can always put it down and it will always be good. And also, you can go back on my YouTube channel, like I can't remember when, a year ago or two, when I tried cars and I was talking about it. I think that Ongaro also lost whatever advantage he had in the past. He has lost it now with this new Associated. That's my feeling.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
Will be, because the car doesn't have a natural advantage in corner speed or something like that, which he was able to use to his benefit. You know, the way he set the car up, the way he drives, and the way the car naturally drove, he had an advantage on some tracks. And I don't think that will be there anymore. So I am really curious to see him race, for example, the Euros and Worlds and the warm-ups and that stuff, to see that. Euros not so much, because it's a very unique track. Super high grip, tight, sort of 10 scale style almost. But I would say Worlds warm-up and Worlds. That is the kind of track where Ongaro would be at the top of the game, like definitely. No questions asked. So I'm curious to see if he will be.
Yeah, and I think like, because with just the narrow rear pivot that they had with the B3.2, I think that change is a very minor one, and I think that's it for the better of the car. I think that's better than what 3.1 was, and I think that's like Mugen has moved to that direction. I think that is the right direction, but I think just this last sort of the front end changes and sort of a few of the minor changes they did, I think that is what most likely will hold him back a bit. But I don't know, Ongaro is super good, so he could just like figure something out and make it happen.
All right. Let's move on. HB, to me, best looking team into the event right now.
Yeah, as a team.
Squad, car's good. We'll talk about individual drivers next, but I think they're looking good. They need a win. Though. No, let's not get.
They don't really have a winner in their team right now.
Ooh, Max! Now you're gonna have all the HB guys hating you.
No, but I said this last time. I said this
No.
last time. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ogden finish 2nd or 25th. Anything in between that, I will never be surprised. Only time I'll be surprised if he finishes below 25th or he wins. Anything else is 100% expected from previous.
You did say that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
We'll talk about HB and who we think is going to be good in a minute. Mugen, what team you said? Yeah, it is. It's just Ryan. When you have Ryan Mayfield and you win, you don't really need much else.
Yeah. I think it was a bad move by Mugen to sort of sign Denny on the team. Because last year every race he went to, he was up there. And he was like, sometimes he was like matching, like, that's bad news. Brunson was we had him as one of the sort of more hopeful ones for this race. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Danny was a guy who would have been the perfect second guy for Mugen, because right now it's Adam. Just like Adam is basically like Joseph or like any YouTube guy. Like at this point, like he's
maybe
fast,
he threatened Adam too much. Adam cut him, clipped.
Maybe
Adam's like, we don't have any more budget. Sorry.
I don't know, but I mean, Adam like pace is worth the Mugen in anything he does off track, really. But on track, he isn't like I would be surprised if he even makes the main. Like that's where I put Adam at the moment. So
we have to
like
talk about...
basically Mugen is just Mayfield. That's it.
Right. Well,
by the way, CJ, but he's riding as a privateer.
Yeah. Well, you know, I forgot about that. He's actually on our list of people that we think can do well.
Yeah.
X-Ray, kind of tie. I see that. What's his name? The other Canadian. I know it. Mark Souza. Sorry, I know I had his name on the tip of my tongue. He's going. I'm for. They're going to have a big squad. I think they're going to have a lot of just regular guys there. And Chicky's going there, but it's just kind of going to be up to X-Ray. Mark, I think Mark will be in the semis. He'll be in the semis.
He'll be there. I don't. But, if he has a good race, he could make the main, but that's most, I think.
And we talked about S-Works. They need a win too. We would talk about Mayako, but we don't have anybody there. So
can we actually?
You don't have anybody.
Now that we go into the drivers, can we actually start with Tessman now with this comment?
Sure. Let's talk about Tessman.
Because I think, I don't know if it's X-Ray that's holding him back, but I think the pillow ball is holding him back. That's my because it's now been. He joined X-Ray in 2017. It's now been 5 years, and he has never sort of stabilized at where, in my opinion, he should be. He's still a bit all over the place after 5 years of having his chance to build a car. I don't know if he has had that, but X-Ray would be very dumb to sort of have Tessman on, pay him a huge amount of money, and then not listen to him. So I don't know if Tessmans are in denial of they need a C-Hub, if they have tested it properly and said like, oh, we don't want C-Hub anymore, or what it is. But I'd say if Tessman joined HP today, he'd be one of the top guys, like again, because that's the way he drives, or any C-Hub car for that matter, in my opinion.
But he won PMB last year.
Yeah, but that's just one race. That's the thing.
But also had that Joker lane and all that stuff too.
Yeah, but I mean, with HP, he won every fucking race. So now he's true. 10th, or then he wins one or two.
When did he join X-Ray? 2018?
2017.
Yeah, he did one on. So he's won on nationals as a. Did he win? When was his last nationals win?
He won in state line. Oh no, the south side.
I half agree.
Yes, so 2018. So he has won a nationals with X-Ray.
Yeah, and he just won a DNC. So he has big wins. My point is, he isn't the guy he used to be the guy that Mayfield is now.
Right,
you know?
right. I got
and now he isn't challenging Mayfield consistently. So that's my point here.
Okay, but I think he'll challenge. He's on my list to challenge. He's on my list of.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a phase.
What's just a phase?
Yeah, he got married. He lost his virginity. Grew a beard. Yeah, it's inevitable. He's gonna go slow a bit. You lose, your focus. You have a different car, different tires. You need to figure out setup. You don't really know, and that's why he's inconsistent. That's why he qualifies in B mains. He's figuring out the car, but the car has a C-Hub also. You can do whatever you want with an X-Ray.
Yeah.
You have C-Hub, you have pillow ball. I'm sure they have different arms and hubs if they really wanted to try for the rear end also. So I think the problem is just that the way the car isn't quite right for him, and also he has had other things to think about in his life. So he hasn't been like RC 24/7 locked in the basement, work on your car. So I think that's what happened.
I think he's gonna be in content. I think he's one of them on my list of guys that. All right, well, we're talking like Ryan Mayfield's gonna win this, right? He's not my number one pick, but let's be realistic. Like if you're not picking Mayfield going into this race, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But I think he's one of these guys that can beat Mayfield. And he's on my list of guys that can beat Mayfield.
I 100% agree with that. I think going into this race, Ty and Mayfield are my sort of top 2 picks for the win. Mayfield obviously with an edge, but like my take on this, because I've thought about this for a while now. Like since DNC last year, I was like, what's going on? Like this guy qualified in the B. Like what? And then this year it happened again. Okay, he finished up really well. And he had some good races last year, won 3 races. Only guy with Mayfield to win that many. Perhaps Fend won a few too at the end of the year. But in my opinion, at this point, it has to be either he's in denial that C-Hub is what he needs, and he hasn't given enough time and actually made the car like what C-Hub needs. Because like you have to take a lot of things into account when you go from pillow to C-Hub, and especially with the rear and extra you have. Like I don't know if he has tried like the narrow rear pivots with like the HB style offset and all that, because those are the things that make the difference in my opinion at that point. Then like shock angles and all that come into play. So it takes like that sort of operation would take at least half a year. So I think they are just sort of putting that aside and trying to make this work because that's what they have now. I could be completely wrong, and they tried it and it failed, and now they are back at this, and sort of they've been going sort of on the left hand about this project. I don't know, but Ty isn't what he used to be.
Yeah, that difference is that in America, a driver who is good and wins races and is a professional, he drives balls, and he drove Ronnefalk's Mayako with the KPI 0, so the C-Hub style. And his comment was that with that setting, he has a lot more steering than on his car, and he can drive a lot slower in a sense, like calmer. He's just sort of putting around the track, and he's getting a good lap time. Where with the balls, he has to sort of really drive it around the track. He feels like he has to really sort of drive fast. The car pushes a bit, and he needs to, attack it more to get a good lap time. So there is a difference, right? It was a driver who is professional and drives balls who tried.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
this wasn't Tessman. Okay.
So
okay, but
if Tessman prefers that way of driving and that feel, then yes, that can be an issue. Where he can even get his car to feel good, but it's just a bit slow. And I've tried his car sometimes in the past, and also the setups he posts, he likes a car that's quite soft.
Yes.
So it's really soft. The geometry of the car is very soft and low roll centers. So that already speaks to a driver who is not aggressive, because you can easily overdrive a car like that. So a car with feel and a setting like that, you need the car naturally to be fast, and it to have a lot of off-power steering, because you are not, as a driver, making aggressive inputs. You are driving it sort of calmly around the track, and it's flowing around the track, absorbing all the bumps, but you're going fast. But if your car pushes and needs throttle input to send signal to turn or rotate or do this or do that, if it needs that, then you're in trouble, because the way you set it up, your preferred driving style contradicts what the car needs. So on some tracks, he's good, on others he's not. And that's because there's a disconnect between his driving and what the car needs. So there could definitely be a situation like that going on.
Yeah, that's actually good that you said that separately, because when we were watching PMB last year, I said exactly that thing. Soft car, low roll center. He's one of the calmest drivers out there. Like, you look at any guy, like T-Boy is probably pretty smooth too, but even he like uses throttle more than I think Tessman does. So I think that's exactly what I think and have thought for a while now. And I think sort of having this sort of good results somewhere, at good results at other races. I think this is just like proving that he needs to have a car that's like has natural speed and natural steering, and he can just drive it around. Because PNB was a track where he had a lot of grip, and a lot of people were having their car squat and wobble. But Tesman just kept a clean line. His car was super soft, but he drove it just at the edge where the car wouldn't, the car wouldn't sort of like completely collapse, and he could keep the pace up that way and have a lot of grip. And that way he was a lot faster, or at least same speed, but he could just put around the track and be faster than everyone else. So yeah, I 100% agree with Joseph.
Okay.
It was very obvious when Tesman and Ronne Falco were on the same team, because they had the same car but very different setups. And then you could see that what the difference was. They were going about the same speed. You could visually see the cars look different. Then on the setup sheet, you could see what the differences were. So Ty had like long links, high on the tower, even lower roll centers, and David had short links and low on the tower. So there was polar opposites of each other.
All right. Well, let's move on. Somebody just said that Aiden Horn may feel fantastic on top 4, but this isn't like seeding practice. This is make track money practice.
But is this like how does it's like best lap, best 3, 5 minutes?
Oh, I don't know, but this is just practice. Like this is like the official practice starts tomorrow. So
yeah,
I don't know where I guess they were just up on.
Perhaps Horn is a bit of a sort of a short lap. He took the Joker lane, maybe.
He created his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe he's trying to have a summer job at factory tracks.
Where are you guys seeing all this stuff too? Because it's not on Live RC. All right, so let's go into we have 2 lists here, Max. We have a list of drivers who need to have a big race, and we have a list of drivers that we think we can do well, and we have a couple drivers that we have some question marks. So we already kind of went over who needs to have a big race. We said that Rivkin, who finished 14th, Van Dalen 17th, Jones 22nd, Aiden Horn 23rd, and Cavallari 28th, all need to have big races here.
Results from DNC.
Results from DNC. And Cavallari did not make the final in 2021. He broke in his semi. And also, people, we forgot to mention in this, but this is the second race of the NNRC Cup. So we're going to have a shuffle in points after this as well. We're going to get all the points sorted out. The NNRC Cup is a virtual cup we made, and I can't remember all the races, but we're doing a European version and a USA version. All of those guys need to have good races. All of those guys need to be in the main, because I don't think Tyler Jones made the final in 2021 either. So those guys, I think Cavallari
in Raw Nuts. Jones was in because Joe's Van Dalen and Bornhorst was like battling after the main below the driver's stand, right?
I'll let you know in a minute. But all right, let's go. So we already said that those guys. Hold on.
Yeah. So who can do well? So that was our next list.
Yes.
And my sort of this might be sort of wishful thinking, but Ryan Lutz, like back to Kyosho, like this could be it. This could be his sort of year where he's like, okay, Lutz is back. And like last year, WRC, flame out issues, all that. Now Kyosho, strong DNC pace-wise, had some issues in the mains, but second in e-buggy, good pace, top 5 in qualifying. So, yeah, Lutz is like one of the guys I want to see like
if
do
Lutz
well.
gets a top 5 at this Nets, that's good. That's a win for him.
Okay, I'd say top 5 is like, okay, he's back. Top 3 is like, okay, Lutz is fucking back,
Yeah. By the way, Tyler Jones finished 25th.
Last year?
He did not. Yes, last year at Nets. He did not make the final.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay.
I think he had issues. Yeah, I would love to see Lutz do well. I think he deserves it and put in work, and JQ is absolutely not paying attention to us. It says, let's forget the Nets. Let's talk about RCGP. We will. All right, so we have CJ Jellin, could surprise after. I think he can do well. He's looking comfortable with the Mugen. We had Jackson Brunson on, but he's not going to be there because he's sick.
That was a bummer.
So, but I thought that he would do well.
Jackson is one of those guys where when he moved to HP, I was like, like he's fast, but I never thought of him as like I always like in my books, Pavidis was always like here and Brunson was like somewhere in here, like he's up there, but it's not exactly. But this year, like Brunson has, in my opinion, been sort of like it's been Fuller and Ogden has been the number one guy in my opinion in HP, and then Brunson, in my opinion, is like the next guy. Like Pavidis has been good at times, but Brunson, in my opinion, is like consistently pretty fast. That has been interesting to see.
All right, so but he's not going to be there, unfortunately. So we're going to miss that. Mason Fuller, I think. Mason Fuller. I've got Mason Fuller as my complete and total dark horse. Like, if there's one person out there that I think that could win this, it's him. Like, out of nowhere. Okay. I don't think he can win it this year, but I would be like, whoa. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, yeah, that just happened sooner. But I think a top 5 at this race is good for him. I mean, he finished 6th at the DNC. Yeah, I think he wants to aim for a top 3. Top 3.
I gotta be honest though. This is a C hub like HP rear end style track though. Lots of slow accelerations. Not a track where you would really like to drive a pillowball car, in my opinion. Like, I in my books, I was like, okay, Fuller top 5. Like that's where I'm starting at. That's in my I'm expecting a top 5. Okay. No pressure, but that's what I'm expecting. But now that I think of it more, I don't think the win is that far-fetched for Fuller.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I have a question.
That's what I'm saying.
Who is more likely to win, Ogden or Fuller?
Fuller. I'd say if it's Mayfield, Ogden, Tessman is as likely in my books as Fuller, Tessman, Mayfield, or something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. What about you, Joseph? What's your thoughts on that, real quick?
I think the only way that Mayfield or Fend won't win is if they have problems.
So that's
all those other guys will become.
You just think Fend and Mayfield can win it?
Yes, because Max motivated Barry Baker now. So
have I?
Yeah.
Are they actually doing
that's what I think. I think that all these other guys, like even Tessman, I even put Tessman in that crowd. Like Tessman, Fuller, Tebow, Lutz, all these other clowns, they can only win if Mayfield and Fend have issues. Now, it's almost a given that Fend is going to fend himself and have issues. So that leaves Mayfield.
I beg to differ.
I think this is the style of track where if it gets a little dusty, if it gets a little blown out, like Fuller could be really good. I'm still like he's still a dark horse, obviously, for the win. But
he would still need that. He would need a fending incident, and then Mayfield have issues. There are so many. There are Ogden. There's Fuller, Ogden.
He beat Mayfield straight up. And Buggy.
Let's list them.
Fuller,
Ogden, Lutz, Tessman, Horn. Who else?
Well, Rivkin.
Jellin.
Not
Tebow.
Really for the win. Bornhorst.
I think Bornhorst is a dark. If the Bornhorst that showed up at DNC qualifying and he drove well in the main, I'm got Bornhorst like it's hard because sitting on that outside of that top 5 of my top drivers, Bornhorst is right there.
If Bornhorst is in top 5, it's the arms, it's the rear end. That's sort of like I think that locks that in. So if like So if someone has something to prove, then Bornhorst will sandbag himself, not be top 5. But in my opinion, if Bornhorst is top 5 and not like people retired his top 5, where he's like, okay, let's say if Bornhorst finishes in on the podium, it's the arms, 100%. That's why he's good now. That's my thing.
All right, so
yeah.
All right.
But I'll continue with Fuller though, because I kind of disagree. I think all Fuller really, if it comes to that, if he's fast enough, if he has a good weekend, all he needs is a good start. Because Mayfield
he's got the
isn't
balls
a guy
to make all those moves. He's got the balls to do it.
Mayfield isn't the guy who's comfortable driving in second.
No.
When he's in second, he starts to make mistakes too. Only when he's out front, then he is dominating like he does. But when he's in second, even he gets a bit nervous at times. So in my books, all what needs to happen is Fuller gets out front at the start, and he is having a good weekend, and his car is better than Mayfield's car, and that's it in my books. It doesn't need Mayfield to sort of get caught up in something or break or anything like a flame out or anything like that. That's like if Fuller has a weekend like he could have.
You gotta also understand that Mayfield and a lot of these guys have been going to this track a lot too. So it's a harder thing. Like Rivkin, Mayfield, Denny, Bornhorst, all these guys. So it's gonna. I mean, that's not guaranteeing that they're gonna do well or they're gonna win, but it definitely helps. I'm agreement with Fuller there. I have Tebow. Me personally, I have Tebow winning truck and buggy.
No, I think Tebow is a guy who, if he did that, we should have put him on the big question marks list. Because if Tebow does that this weekend, I'm not going to be that surprised. But I'm not going to be comfortable saying Tebow is like on a shout for a podium in buggy. Truggy, okay. Techno truck is good. Tebow is on it at Nats. But buggy, I'm going to have a hard time even putting him like comfortably in top 5.
Well, really. that's what I'm picking to win. That's my pick. And then, but I'm not. Oh, sorry. I think he's one of the guys that can that can beat Mayfield. He wants to beat Mayfield. Like he's not. I don't think he's one of the guys. He's not nervous around Mayfield. He's raced him enough times. He's got lots of experience. So I've got him winning. I've got him winning, or at least top 3. And then we talked about Ty Tessman a lot. I've got Ty Tessman in my top. These are the guys I think that can beat Mayfield this weekend. Dakota Fenn, Ty Tessman, Jared Tebow. Then on the outsides, I've got like a mix of other guys. Like these are like faint possibilities. I think Mason Fuller. I think we're going to see Rivkin do well because he's been here before, and I think we're going to see. When we haven't mentioned him, and I know we keep mentioning him, but I think we might see Cole and Joe up in her. If Joe's got that same car, like you said, and all that stuff, and he does, and he's had a lot of time in there, I think it's going to be a big mix in there. What they can't do is let Mayfield get out to that lead from the start.
Yeah.
That's what they can't do.
That's the thing. Like, if Mayfield's out front at 5 minutes, I'm closing the stream. Mayfield's won.
Yeah, I don't even want to watch the rest of the race. But, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So, but if we said that at DNC, and then I'm like, this guy just got out to the lead, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? See that? I mean, it's just the guy's just right now the best 8-scale RC driver out here right now. I mean, we can't doubt it without a.
Okay.
He has cracks. He's not invincible. He's not invisible.
Last year, I would have said Ongara was better, but now after like what we talk about with Joseph, I have to finally. I'm caving to this point. Mayfield's the best 8-scale driver 8-scale driver and his package combined is the best
at the moment
right now in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Ronnefog.
I think maybe for another 2 months.
Yeah. Ronnefog, like
why? What's happening in 2 months, JQ?
Then Ronnefog could take over.
Oh, where's Ronnefog gonna race him at?
World's warm up, maybe.
RCGP, Euros warm up, World's warm up.
Yeah, RCGP isn't gonna count. Oh, okay. We're talking about top 25. I'm talking about when is he gonna race Mayfield again? Not into the Worlds.
World's warm up if they go, but I don't know if they have enough fake vaccine cards to go around.
Oh God,
to travel. All these Facebook fucking scientists.
Stop. I don't want to get into this again.
Yeah, stop it. Who are you picking, JQ?
So it's quite hard, but I would put it like this: that the people who are going to feature, the people who you'll see the names of constantly throughout the week, are going to be Mayfield, Tessman, Fend, Bornhorst, Tebow, Fuller, and Lutz. Those are the names you're going to see, okay? And then out of those, yes, there's a lot of luck involved and all that stuff. But I would say that then when the dust settles, Mayfield will have one, Tessman will be second, and the third is really a lottery. How badly did Fend get fended? Can he pull out a third? Or is it someone else? Like any one of those guys I mentioned, basically. But if I have to say someone, then why not say Fuller, and then I look smart if he actually pulls it off.
Yeah. So even though I railed on Fuller for a bit and said how good he's going to be, I'm like, I have to be a realist here. And like, most likely outcome will be, in my opinion, Mayfield, Fenn, Tessman.
That's a top three I can't even argue against. Like, all our top threes are very possible. I'm going Tebow. I think Mayfield DNFs.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
I think Mayfield
with the
DNFs.
rocks, like if that's gonna be a thing, that's gonna be tough. There's gonna be some heartbreaks, most likely. If there are,
like last year was the first main that first final Mayfield's made. I think he made it in 2017. But I hope his lucks. I think Mayfield's gonna win this. Don't get me wrong. I think he's probably the number one. He's probably gonna win this. But I think he's either gonna DNF or he's gonna lose, or he's going to, like, these guys gonna take it to him and he's gonna be put under pressure. And I think we're gonna see one of these guys just straight up beat him. But it's gonna be very difficult, very, very difficult to do it. And you just can't let that guy get out front, man. Like, you know what? You need to, before that first pit stop, he needs to be battling before that first pit stop. And it's 60. I think it's 60 minutes. So we'll see. What I love about this type of racing is it's IFMAR style. So we're going to see semis and all that stuff. We forgot one thing. I don't get why Raw made like junior classes and 40 plus classes separately. Like, that's so idiot, like dumb. They should have just left it as they had it, like where they take the top. So I guess they take whatever number of people go into a main, they take that out of qualifying if you reach that age group and you have a final. If you didn't make the semi, obviously you can't go.
But now they have practice and qualifying also.
Yeah, but it's a whole. You can't race the regular nationals.
So that's silly as hell.
So you have to choose. You have to choose either 40 plus and you race that, or junior class and you race that.
Yeah. Instead
of keeping, like, they actually had that right. Like, you know what I mean?
You can't race regular and junior.
Okay.
So that's silly as, like, that's just so dumb.
So,
and I saw there's like 2 entries too.
So if you do the junior or 40 plus, basically you can't go to the Worlds then.
Yeah, well, this is not a Worlds year.
This isn't the Worlds qualifier, so maybe that's how they are. So that's defining it then.
I don't know. I thought it was a silly rule. I thought it was fine how they had it.
That was, that's the way they had it before is the correct way to do it. If you have more than 15 juniors, do 2 finals. If you have more than 15 40 plus guys, if you have time to do 2. But don't do this. This is just silly.
All right. So we're going to do... Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Max. Would you finish?
Someone said, I feel like the Arizona soil is going to favor Mayfield. I agree with this. But the thing is, this track isn't... Where did this guy go?
Just gets up and goes to the bathroom. Wherever he's going.
So I don't think this track is a Mayfield track. Lots of 180s, very slow sections where you have to throttle out. So I'm like if we see Fuller win, I'm just not surprised, Like, I'm gonna be really happy for him. But I like that HP style rear end that positive offset now that Bornhorst has too, that's gonna be most likely better here. So
I forgot to mention Above Average Joe, I think. Also a name that will feature.
I think you said him.
Maybe.
All right.
But yeah, that's my take. But
Okay.
I still suspect Mayfield for the win because of if you like last year, if you just picked Mayfield, you'd be right like 8 out of 10 times.
Hammer says Mayfield DNF, but he has DNF'd. Last year was the first time he's made a national finals in 3 years, I believe.
Yeah. There was the radio incident, then there were some other incidents.
Yeah.
And
he popped them. He popped them out in 2017.
Radio incident was actually a Reds incident.
Yeah, well, it was combined. He just like, yeah. But that was.
And congratulations to Hammer. His wife's refueling video got over 1 million views in like 24 hours on YouTube.
That's
crazy.
Nice.
All right. So we're gonna take a few questions, and but first we're gonna do our second giveaway. So the second
really good to say. Forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you remember it. So our second giveaway is going to be for an NNRC shirt. I'm sorry, guys. You need to have maybe Joseph can mail it. He can take it to Europe when he goes from Rcgp. But this is for an NNRC shirt. I don't have any larges, so you're going to have to be an extra large to a 4X. And some decals for you to rock. And the question is, they're all going to be Nats themed. So Richard Saxton, the King, is probably credited as being one of the 4 founders and one of the guys that helped spark the 8-scale revolution in the early 2000s. He was also one of the most, hardest racers to beat. And you heard like these guys talk about him and all that type of stuff. But he's only won 1 Raw Nationals. Well, 1 8-scale Raw Nationals. So if you want to win a NNRC, one of the new NNRC Nitro the Glory shirts and some decals, please tell me what year he won it in and what was he driving. The first person to do that will win the shirt. And we'll answer some questions. So if you have some questions for Max or Joseph, go ahead and ask. Let's see if we have some in the back. Oh, we have some comments. No, you're wrong, Miles. You're wrong. No questions?
You're in the wrong century, guys.
Nope. You guys are just throwing guesses out there. You got to get the date and the type of car that he was driving. Not even the type, just the make.
Mark Thomas got it, I think.
Nope. You're actually wrong, Stephen Bass. You're actually wrong.
No,
and you can't answer it. You're not allowed
Thomas.
to answer, Stephen Bass.
Mark Thomas got it.
Where? Yep, he did. Mark Thomas got it. 1999, and it was a Thunder Tiger. He'll be at I think he's going to RCGP. I'll give it to him there.
Should we talk a bit about RCGP?
Let's talk about RCGP.
I think 1999.
Yeah, 1999 and Thunder Tiger.
No, sorry, it wasn't. No, it was. He was still with Thunder Tiger. Yeah, it was 2002 or 2003. He was still racing Thunder Tiger. He gave me O'Donnell fuel and a slice of pizza at KZ Speedway.
There you go. He probably never thought
helped out a lot. I hadn't eaten that day, and I didn't have fuel.
Yeah, I would say. Any questions, guys? Oh, well, let's have a little RCGP talk because that is coming up next week. We kind of wanted to keep this about the Nationals. I'm excited. I fly out of her Wednesday. I'll see Joseph again. It's gonna be exciting. Joseph, let's tell people about you and real quick from before we let's talk about your new role here as a mechanic. I call you the future Alden Baker of RC. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes, so I won't be racing this RCGP. I am preparing my car though, but it's for Cody Watson. He'll have his car and my car, and whichever one works better in practice, we'll stick with that. And I'll be helping him and also the other drivers who run Mayako. So Cody Watson and Hampus Berg on sort of my team that I am managing, and then Mayako has Ronne Falk and Il Machete, Sanketin. So
is
I'll be
Adrian
there
their team manager? Who's
I
team manager?
don't think he's going. So David's father will be team manager.
Okay,
cool. So, are you excited about this new role, Joseph, that you're about to take? This is like, I think this is like your purpose in life now.
No, not really, actually. And I was thinking that I've never gone to a race
And
not
raced.
to race, I think.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
It's the first time, I believe. So that's kind of different.
What if you actually like it?
The bad thing is that if it was going to sort of a normal race and not racing, it would be easier. But the Rcgp is so much fun, I think, in the Rcgp class, because it's different. Like, there's no sort of pressure really for me. Like, I'm not going to win it, right? So there's no pressure on me to make the main or do something or achieve something, you know? So mentally, it's more fun, you know? You're still nervous, you still want to do well, but there's no way you can fail, you know? So that you're in the main, right? And then when you hit the track, you're racing other cars constantly. So that's why it's so much fun. That's kind of, that's why it's tough.
All right, but let's stop talking about your feelings about not racing, because they don't matter. And let's talk about
they matter to me.
Yeah, but nobody cares. Let's talk about let's talk about this great opportunity for these young racers, because like Adam Drake isn't there. It's not exciting because that's your nemesis. Like, you know what I mean? Adam Drake, Westergaard. That's why I want to see you race. So that's
Bornhorst is going to be there. So and above average Joe, who
and you are
RCGP,
below.
He said RCGP is a scam, and he said he would never race it. I believe he'll be there, so I'm looking forward to that.
He can do well at this race. He can do well. He can win it. He's going to be one of the fastest guys there.
So who's building the track, by the way?
It's built.
Yeah, Bobby Moore.
All right. Blind spots.
Well, we had a 1 hour long phone call about the track, and the only thing that he did that was included in that phone call was avoid blind spots.
Okay.
But otherwise, basically, he missed everything that was supposed to happen with the track.
Are we going to have space for gate starts, though?
Yeah. It's like risen.
The gates are there. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see.
When are we going to see the track? Next week?
You can go see it on Maybe I shouldn't say that, but it's on their Facebook. It's just not got no pipe on it.
Yeah, that finished thing. I don't know, like probably Thursday next week.
Yeah,
Wednesday, Thursday next week, I would say. Thursday's media day and some practice for the RCGP class only, so not the RC2 class. And there's also a sort of run-through dress rehearsal of a new feature that's on Friday. On Friday, there's a short, like a 40. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take because we've never done it, but I would say a 45-minute show race. It's called Rcgp Rush. So it starts with it's basically like a TV show race. So it starts with introduction of the racing and the format and that stuff, driver intros. Then there's a qualifying race, and then immediately after the qualifying race, there's bracket races. So 4 cars on the track for 3 laps, and the winner bumps up. So there's 4 of those. So the slowest guys go up first, then third race, second race, and then the fastest guys 3-lap race, and then it's over, podium, done. So we're going to practice through that once on Thursday, just so the media team and lap count and the drivers too know what to do. And then that's actually going to be something that's streamed live for free. And it's like that's the introduction to the weekend, the first racing.
Okay. Sweet. That's going to be streamed on Thursday or
on Friday.
No, Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so
We'll
Thursday,
for
like,
everyone. That's the thing.
yeah, so Thursday there's the media day because they need pictures of all the drivers, pictures of cars, for the overlay, for the video stuff, and some video interviews, and then some GoPro laps on the track, and all kinds of stuff like that. So a media day is needed for that.
And you kind of had to. Yeah. Can we talk about why you decided to make practice on it? You did say that though in the last. What was the reason for making it a practice
because
day?
People never showed up when
exactly.
it was the media day last.
They didn't show up for the most important day, like one of the most important days of the race. Like, you know what I mean?
Now when you actually get some practice, people are probably going to be forced to show up. And then in the BJ, it's 7 teams, right? I think there's one more to be announced, but I mean, Joseph kind of gave it away.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't announce S-Works yet.
No.
I don't know. Maybe they have.
I think that was pretty obvious because they were always on board.
All right, so let's go. Let's talk.
You know what? I'm kind of disappointed though because Canas isn't going.
Okay.
So I think it's Bornhorst and Heckert, but Canas would have been a driver who should go to all the races.
Yeah, he could win it.
Because he would be fighting for the win. So that was a. Yeah, I don't understand that decision. And also, I heard today that Ongaro got COVID, so he probably isn't going.
So perhaps we get Rivkin?
I'm not entirely sure who Associated are sending.
So that's bad
I think Aiden Horn is going. I mean, he was on the post already.
Yeah, he was on there already, but
so he's going.
Hey.
And I would assume that if Rivkin was going, he would have gone instead of Aiden Horn. So then someone else, like Tollard or Brent Thelke.
Dustin Evans.
Someone else.
All right. All right. So this is a great segue. We got a question here from my buddy Douglas Reek. But we have one more giveaway, and it's JQ. What do you think about the TZO tires you ran?
What happened there?
Did he freeze? Now it's not my internet.
Yeah, it's mine going back and forth. Sorry, mine's dropping in and out. So Max, if anything happens, you take full control. You do not let this guy take control.
Okay. I don't think I have that much control.
Yeah, I actually ran them for most of the DNC. I was running Hot Race also, but then they had a new tire that's not released yet that I tried, and yeah, it was comfortable, so I just ran that for the rest of the race. 402 it was called, like a slightly bigger than a Reflex, but smaller than an Impact, kind of mid-sized pin. So yeah, it was good. I'm sure I would have had the exact same results with Hot Race or whatever else. So.
All right.
Yep.
Speaking of TZO, thanks to Nick for donating. He donated some 601s. They're a big bin tire. And the question for this is actually about TLR. And I hope I got this right because I was trying to research it. So in my calculation, TLR has won 4 8-scale national titles. 3 of them with Adam Drake. Joseph, do not answer this question. Who is the other winner and what year did he win it in? So you answer that and you guys will get a set of TZO 601 big pill
pin.
Yeah. Big pin tires.
With the edge. All
right, so we have a couple more questions, and then we're gonna move on and probably wrap up this show. Max Mouse Lanes wants to know when we get to hit the track with his new car, RCGP. No, he's not going.
No RCGP. Don't know. Probably a month or so.
No.
Hey, has the Co-Defend won the nationals ever?
No.
With Nitro.
Nitro Buggy, no, but every other class, yes.
Okay, RC Jers won. RC Jers, we'll get the Truey 2008. That's the same year.
Where was this race?
I want to say was that probably I don't know.
How do you not know this? RC trivia.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me see, because
this was the World's year, so I only remember Charlotte.
Yeah, it was. Let's see.
Thunder Alley.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember? I was at
No. Thunder Alley.
It's so hard how they got this. All right. Okay, so we have a couple more questions here, then we're gonna go on. Someone asked about Silver State. I think I'm going to Silver State myself. I'll be teaming with Greg. Greg, I'm mad I can't answer this. All right. So Douglas Reed, question from Max or JQ. Going to PNB, my first national race. Going to race Sportsman e-buggy. What is the best advice? I have advice for you that I'm gonna tell you.
I have advice also.
No, but I'll give my advice first. You silence. Zip it, okay? Mr. Reese's peanut butter cup thief.
But my advice might negate yours. Okay, go on.
Go to PNB. Don't get excited. You know what I mean? Don't get excited.
I know what Joseph's going to say now.
And don't, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, be, like, I know it's your big race. You're going to be excited, and you got that 24-hour practice ahead of you. You can burn yourself out in the first day of DNC. I'm sorry, of PNB. Sorry, you can do that. So don't do that. Probably if you're gonna practice, I would say practice some hour in the morning because you ain't gotta worry about long lines and the track will be at its best. If you want to get, if you're an early riser, you got up like 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the track, and race and practice and just enjoy yourself.
6. It starts at 6 on Friday.
Right. Well, we get up at 3 or 2 and go there. He might.
Why would he go at 3 if the track opens at 6 in the morning?
No. But they have 24-hour practice, so he could go 3 o'clock in the morning and go practice.
Like that fucking sucked. What they did last time when I went there, they soaked the fucking track at night, so it was.
Oh, did they?
Your car.
Okay.
So what you should go there at 6 on Friday morning, but then like you should just drive as much as you can in the morning, and then when the light starts to show up, then like do a few packs, and then go have dinner with your buddies, and then that's it. Then go to sleep early, and then you have a good Saturday.
Yeah, get some sleep, man.
Yeah.
You're
not going to sleep if you try to be at the track.
What's the first day of practice?
Fridays?
Yeah. Go super early in the morning. The earlier you run, the better, basically.
Yeah.
To learn the track because there's less people, right?
Yeah.
Then leave early also, so you get a good night's sleep and all that stuff.
And don't actually stay at the track all day. Because when I went there, what we did is we went to the track with Mike at 6. He was there pitting for me. I just ran for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, then went to do a few setup changes, came back, ran for another 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then after that, they started to do the heats. And then I went on the track like 2 times after that. I waited in line like twice only because I think that.
I think my internet cut out.
Yeah, it did.
Okay,
that's why I went on.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is, if you only have an e-buggy, enter all the e-buggy classes you can, basically. Maybe except pro. If that's not allowed, just use a different name because no one knows who you are, and there's no rules. It's psycho. So just enter with a different name in each e-buggy class, so you race everything. Okay.
Yeah.
They're happy anyway. They just care about entries. So if there's some rule that you can only run this, and don't care, just make up a name.
Yeah, and also I don't know if they have rule for Truggies differently. So if you want, you could just run with the e-Truggies too. But like
no, because e-Truggy is huge.
It is
at this race. It's probably gonna be over 100 e-Truggies there.
But at least do sportsman and intermediate, and if you
he do 40 plus. He's an older gentleman.
Okay, so you could do all 3 classes. So that way you don't really have to worry about practice on Friday. Go get dinner with your buddies. Go get have a good time. And enjoy like the rocket cars stuff. Like enjoy like the being there. Don't worry about the race too much. Just try to have fun.
Yeah, go have fun. Definitely go to the rocket car thing. And don't be scared of any of these pros. Go up and talk to them.
Oh yeah. Like all of these guys, probably like Fend is the only guy who's kind of shy. But like almost all of the other guys will talk to you and have fun with you. So
125 e-Truggies already. JQ.
Okay.
E-Truggy is the future.
No, it's not.
So is Ronald Fox staying for PNB? No, he's going home. I'm not going to PNB this year, and I don't think any of us are going. Greg might go. Greg said he's going.
Greg goes to PNB every year. I don't know why he goes there.
Oh, he's going to hang out with Bobby Moore.
Oh, okay.
And do the race.
But yeah,
he
like
likes the race.
PNB is like actually fun because there's so many people. So, but like the racing isn't that great because
Well,
it's 24 hours.
I
and all
was
that.
thinking of staying in America, but I was like, no, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna go. I want to go Silver State this year.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Worlds.
And don't hesitate to just skip the night round, especially if you run more than one class.
I think
Just
we did that actually.
speed. Yeah, Greg did that too. I think he was just like, I'm not gonna run 40 plus or whatever.
I think me and Greg both made the mains from 2 qualifiers, so we're like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, because it's like
we did.
The pro is like 10, 11, and then like the sportsman is like 4 a.m. So it's
okay.
just silly.
Maybe I did the pro then, and then we left because Greg was in the main.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we done?
We got all our winners.
We're supposed to do
We're
like
done.
an hour.
We were supposed to do an hour, and then JQ came and we did 2 hours. But we had over 100 people here. It's good. Max, what's our plan for this weekend coming up?
Our plan is we're gonna do Saturday, probably this similar time, probably a bit later, so we get 2 rounds of quali. And then we do quali recap, and then we'll do probably, I don't know if we're going to do a podcast on Sunday, but if not, we will do
try to, depending on time.
Yeah, depending on time, we'll try to do one on Sunday. If not, it's just going to be a quick one. But for the main, at least for the buggy main, let's like everyone who is on the Discord, like join for the voice call, and we're gonna have just like everyone can watch it and like talk each other, get their picks going. We should probably do this we should do this every race, but yeah. So
are you streaming it?
No, everybody just watches
everyone
it.
Watches on their own.
Yeah, everyone watches it, and you can just chat around with people. We did this at AMS, and it was super fun. A lot of people liked it. If you haven't joined the Discord, let me just get the link here.
Send it to me.
Invite people.
Oh, you can post it up.
Copy.
Thank you, Pete. What's up, good buddy? Don't worry. I'm still planning the history of RC in New York.
Here's the link on your Facebook, guys, and for YouTube too. I don't know if that should take you to log in to the Discord.
We have we have 2 more questions that we gotta answer real quick. So Jake Barrett wants to know who I'm gonna meet him, who the last team is. It's Infinity. So Infinity is carrying on from next year. We probably shouldn't say that because they haven't announced, but I have no idea who they're sending. But they're still
is Infinity coming?
Yeah,
I don't think Infinity.
Berton only.
Oh, okay, so they have one guy. Okay, yeah, that's what I
biggest budget, smallest team.
They just have one guy.
They don't have a car.
All right, so one question before we left. Does this track intrigue Max as far as layout, traction, etc.? How challenging is this compared to Joey's track, or can you compare the two?
Because Joey's tracks are very different. They have a lot of 90-degree corners, rollers, hip jumps around these corners. So that suits Mayfield perfectly. So he has a car that carries a lot of corner speed. He's a driver that's really aggressive and knows how to keep the car on the edge of the grip. So that's perfect for him. He can throttle around those 90-degree corners. All the 180s Joey does are really wide. So you don't really have that issue of stopping the car turning, but you can keep the speed up. So that helps Mayfield too. And the reason I'm speaking about him, because before I said this track doesn't really suit him. So 90-degree corners, those are the rollers where you get grip, lose grip, the car pushes a bit, then you go down the roller around the 90, and then you get grip again. Joey's jumps are usually where you have a lot of time to get the lift, and those jumps don't jump too high. Anthony's jumps often jump much higher than Joey's. Joey's jump much more forwards, and Joey's jumps have usually a lot of time where you can accelerate to them, and they are quite a bit longer a lot of the times. So bigger jumps, basically. Apart from that, there isn't huge differences in how you can build tracks, but Joey's tracks is a lot of 90s, and 180s are really wide. Well, he does not have the jump straight thing. So the front of the driver's stand is like dug out, and that's a really Joey-esque thing to do. Anthony doesn't really do that. He builds up, not so much down. And he does much more technical stuff. So his jumps aren't like you go out on the berm, keep it pinned, and hope you make it. His jumps are more like you are easily going to make it. Like we saw in the video before, everyone was jumping flat. So his jumps are much more, so you have to be careful to get to the landing. You don't have to go full pinned. But like, for example, the off-camber stuff after the split section, that's going to be really hard to get right. On the right side, all those 180s, super tight and super sort of slippery acceleration. You could see, even on that video, Mayfield slipping out and Bornhorst catching him on there. And the left side is pretty sort of normal, like big double 90s and then that corner tabletop. So that's not going to be too different to Joey's, but the sort of center section, much more technical, much more tight. A little bit, I'd say a little bit closer to Bobby's tracks, but Bobby's tracks are still a bit different. I don't know what it is, but his tracks are usually pretty technical, but like AMS track, for example, but they don't really have anything sort of very, like, they don't have that much sort of personality as to how much Joey's tracks have. But I mean, I don't say that as a bad thing, really, but it's just that there isn't a thing where you can say that you know Bobby from. And I know Joseph wants to step in with blind spots.
I'm waiting for it, just waiting for it.
But like that's, I think all the track builders have their thing. Anthony's thing is definitely these Dragon's backs that now he has the concave with bumps.
I like that.
And technical jumps. Like you saw at RCGP, those sort of jumps where you have to match the landing and then get down and turn. And this track has that a lot too. That's definitely Anthony's thing. So that's going to be difficult for Mayfield. The fact that it's actually 180s and tight ones, and you have to be really technical, that's going to favor cars that have a lot of rear grip naturally, and that's going to not favor cars who have a lot of corner speed naturally, which would be the opposite of Joey's track, in my opinion. And especially some like Europe would be like the sort of next level of it. From American tracks, this is my sort of assessment.
Yeah, JQ is not going to Silver State. I think that's Euro's warm up. All right, I think that's it.
Yeah.
We gave away some prizes. Our schedule for the next couple of weeks here is we'll do a recap Monday, I think, Max.
Yeah.
I fly out on Wednesday. There will be a podcast next week, Friday, like a regular podcast with questions and a guest. I will be doing some of the stuff that I did from DNC at RCGP, but I'll also be up in the booth with Nick. That's going to be interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. Joseph, you had something to share as well. Invisible Speed Spanish course is ready. Is he frozen? Yeah, he's not frozen because he's moving. He's just ignoring me.
Yes, sir.
This guy calls me with all this enthusiasm about the Spanish course online. Oh, it's done. And now he's like, it's done. It's done.
Yeah. Imagine that. People actually able to collaborate.
Yeah.
Robert.
So hey, let's talk about the online course. What can people expect this year from the Invisible Speed online course?
It's going to be 4 weeks of sort of intensive live sessions spread out throughout the year. So 1 week now in April, and then probably June, September, December, something like that. And then apart from that, we'll be finishing up videos. So translating everything into Spanish, but also finishing up more English language videos. Okay. And there's the Discord also. So apart from those sort of weeks of more lives, there'll be sort of random lives and chats also.
Cool. All right, and don't forget the books. Books are there, and they're still selling. I had a guy message me today say he just bought your book, and good stuff.
Books is very surprising.
Yeah, I don't understand this question. What's Anthony mad about?
I think
start system.
No. The thing is, Anthony lives in California. This race is in South Carolina, so
yeah, so
logistics. Much easier to get Bobby because he's an established track builder and he lives. I think he even lives South Carolina. Not sure, but no, he lives North Carolina. But anyway, drive distance.
All right. Before we go, let's take our top 3 picks, Claire, so we know this is at the end of the podcast. I'm going Tebow, Mayfield.
Do you remember what you picked last time?
Fend.
Like an hour ago.
No, I don't. So it's probably changed. That's my final pick. Tebow, Mayfield, Fenn. That's where I'm going.
I picked Mayfield, Tessman, and Fuller.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Mayfield, Fenn, Tessman.
All right. So let's see who gets close. We should probably place a little wage on this. Somebody doesn't pay his wages. But let's do a virtual shake.
We actually do a real bet.
So how should we do it? Should we do a combination of each one of those guys scores and the person wins, or who gets the closest?
I don't care enough to bet about this.
Yeah. This is
well, thank you, Joseph.
If it was something else, then
thank you. Maybe. I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
We could do a wager of the Euros or Worlds.
Oh yeah, that's you guys' stuff. All right. Well, it's been a good 2 hours. Thank you, Max, for your time. Thank you, Joseph, for your time. Thank you, everybody that stuck around. We had over 100 viewers on her for 2 hours. That's freaking awesome. I love these lives. We need to do them more. We'll do another one this weekend. Join us in our watch party. Thank you. Come join us. Join our Discord. We're going to have some fun. Thank you to Tim Lime for the donation of the pit board. We greatly appreciate that. Congratulations to, I forgot who won that. Who won that? We should have wrote that down.
Someone was, I think, can't remember, but Latin name was the first.
Oh, Allison. Yeah. He need contact me, please, because he's on YouTube, so I don't know. He's gonna have to contact me. Thank you to Nick at TZO for the tires. We congratulations to who won that. I think it was somebody who's coming to RCGP too.
You should fucking write this down,
dude. I'm still so much stuff going through my brain. I got my wife messaging me saying she needs this and that. Like, it's crazy. I'm monitoring this. Joseph, it was good to have you on. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Enjoy the Raw Nats. Good luck to everybody going there. I hope everybody has a great time. Stay safe. Nothing serious. Nothing bad happens. It's good to see some of this type of racing exactly 1 month after we had some good racing. Remember, this is an NNRC. This is NNRC Cup race number 2. And what did he say? Oh, Rcgp 1 tires. Yeah. We might be able to send those. No, because there won't be any. Maybe Joseph has some, and we can send up.
Where?
Do you have any? Can you bring some 601 tires, TZO tires? Do you have any? You check any from California? All right, maybe I'll get Nick to bring them, and then I'll send them up to Rcgp.
Well, why can't Nick send them? He's in America.
I'll ask him to bring them. Two. He said he might be coming to S&B. So if he comes, he can bring them.
Dude. Just end the podcast.
Yeah, stop interrupting me in my conclusion, JQ. You're just messing me up and taking me off my focus. Taking me off my
clinic,
focus.
Dude.
You need a slap. And it's coming soon.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you to all the NNRC Squad around the world. Thank you to all the patrons around the world. Look at that. I'm bringing them back.
Join the Discord, guys.
Join the Discord. Remember, guys, showing the sponsors some love, shows the podcast some love. Shout out to Invisible Speed, TZO 200 Tires, High Tech RC, TNR Fuels, Beach RC, Techno RC, Mayako, JQSM, G-Spec RC Racing, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Racecraft USA, Clinic RC, House of RC, JTP RC, DR Race Shop. Get that Invisible Speed stuff. And thank you guys for joining us. Lefty.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, subscribe to these guys' YouTube channels. Max, when are you going to make a YouTube channel? You didn't even have time now. School's got you.
Yeah, I haven't made videos in a bit. I should make some.
Let's not start this argument about YouTube and videos now. Let's end this right now.
I just thought of something really funny. So we were doing... Wait. I have to say this last thing. So when we were doing the run-through for Invisible Speed, and then we were doing a sort of tier list, like 3 different groups. Like, okay, so what should you get? What do you have to get? What do you have to buy? Spend money on? What is good, but you don't have to have it, and what's a waste of money? And then also that, okay, so if you have a lot of money, you just want the best. What do you get? And then if you're really on a budget, like, what do you get? Like, what's the next tier down? You don't get the best, you get the sort of second best, right? So then we put like invisible speed, everything like blah 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 in the you should get this if you have money, it's worth it. And guess what we put then in the other category? Max's YouTube channel. So if you broke, if you can't afford it, you just go. Yeah.
All right. Joseph, I didn't get it. I guess I had to be there.
Yeah, I guessed the punchline way too early. So
anyway, Joseph, thank you for your time. Say goodbye to everybody in a nice fashion.
Okay. Peace out.
Okay. Just end it.
All right, Max. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody. See you guys later. Nitro's the glory. Buggy pays the bills. If you ain't grinding, you're sliding. Lefty and these two fools were out. See you guys later. Short outro. Where's my short outro? Hold on.